We are grown-ass women.
Wow.
Ponytails is gone. No. I'm gonna have to edit it anyway. We can't do this without me having to edit it. We know this. It was your pipe dream that you're like, Emma's not gonna have to edit this. That's a lie. Hi. It's time for our annual BreyerFest predictions video. As you can see, we're actually not doing this in Star Stable this year because quarantine is over, but we're also like, said screw it. Kenzie, you're so out of the shot. There we go.
Ew, you touched her.
This is going great. Here, I'll lean forward so you guys can like kiss behind me. I don't care. That's all staying in. I just want you guys to. Yeah, so it's time for our annual BreyerFest special run predictions video. We're honestly really confused by the theme this year, so we weren't quite sure exactly where things are going. Way less sure this year than other years. So this is us trying our best. We think we did pretty good. So where do we wanna start with?
Let's get comfy first.
There.
So cozy.
Now that we are beneath our Nan card blankie, let's talk about what we think the single day stablemates could have been, but probably will not be. So Courtney and I were up until like the ass crack of dawn the other day, wondering if the single day stablemates, which they're not even single day stablemates anymore, they're general admission, but they'll always be single day stablemates. Wondering if those were something to do with we've only been filming for 2 minutes, so much has happened. Wondering if that had anything to do with the Tales of Triumph stuff that's been on Breyer's website recently, the 5 blog entries. Until today, when they released the 4 stablemate silhouettes and not 5, now we have no idea what's going on. We really did waste several hours.
That would have been really big brain too.
Oh, it was really big brained. Like, and here's the thing, is like, even though they're not the general admission
they're involved somehow.
They've got to be involved somehow. Like, we did a lot of research on like what horses could these stories potentially be about, and we came up with about the jumper, the gaited horse being taught to jump. We think that might be some sort of reference to Bionic Woman, who was a standard bred that learned to canter and actually did like really good in the show jump. It was show jumping, right? Yeah, show jumping circuits. Then we had Stanley, which was a like Araby type pony thing.
Yeah.
That story we were kind of going back and forth on because like it's a kill pen horse, and that could be like a lot of things. It's a cute little pony named Stanley.
Sporty looking, but there wasn't really any molds that matched him, so we were kind of lost on what that could have been. Yeah.
One of the stories definitely has to do with a racehorse, so most of what we were reading kind of pointed us to Mind That Bird, who could feasibly be a guest horse. Like, also Stanley could feasibly be a guest horse. The only one of these that probably could not would probably be Bionic Woman, because she's just straight up dead. And there's we had a Mustang from Skydog Sanctuary on here too. There was a Mustang family that got rescued, adopted all together. And then there's another one that's in reference to a mule, which we are thinking obviously not Buckeye because this one's a jumper. There's actually an Appaloosa mule based out of Lexington named Alan. Love Alan.
Alan is adorable. We love Alan.
Alan is exceptionally adorable. So while we don't think that these are necessarily the stablemate models anymore, this chair is so tiny. I'm not used to seeing myself as shorter than you two, so this is really bad for me.
We're humbling you.
You really are.
Cut Emma's feet off for this video.
Yeah. I think that those guesses could potentially be guest horses, one way or another. Like Bionic Woman could be a regular run for this year, as on Constantia potentially, as a regular as a regular run.
Yeah. 5 is such a weird number because it
right.
could have been
but that is roughly how many regular runs there are for the year. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is that those guesses of ours could actually go on to be the regular runs that come out.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see at least for Bionic Woman, you would probably see her as a relative of hers as a guest horse at BreyerFest.
That'd be cool. I don't know. I think the Raffle model selection is going to be really interesting. Specifically because we know for sure that Mustang Mare and Foal set are not gonna be ready before BreyerFest, because that's the 3rd release of the Premier Club.
Yeah, that is another conspiracy theory that we have, that the Mare and Full set are not the first release of the 2024 Premier Club. And we're saying this because they specifically came out and said that the 3rd release of the Premier Club is the one that's going to be the $200 one. And why would that be anything other than a Mare and Full set?
Right. Specifically a pony. That makes absolutely 0 sense whatsoever.
No,
right.
Not.
But
right. So probably the pony or the Criollo is going to be one of the first ones available. I think that we were kind of banking on the Criollo being the first one, because then that could kind of honestly fit in with the Raffle model theme of like, these might be breeds that have had some kind of adversity or like weird, you know, something weird. Depending on what color the Criollo comes in for the Premier Club, you know, you're likely to see, you know, something else more extreme, probably designed by Heather for the Raffle. And then the other one you were talking about was Carrick in a dominant white pattern.
I don't know why, but
you're like so gung-ho for Carrick on that. I'm like, why though?
I have no idea. I just had a weird thought the other day that was like, okay, well, we've never had a Carrick Raffle model, so why not? And oh god, why is it under there? Japanese thoroughbreds, there's like one specific like line of them that has those dominant white patterns, so I guess we could see him in a really intricate pattern.
Isn't the one Buchiko? Like Sorashi's the white one, but like Buchiko is the one that's like
a really like well-known one.
There's like 14 to 16 of those. So, and there's been 2 recently that have started doing well, so I don't know, maybe we'll even see those as store specials.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna be honest, I forget about Raffles a lot, but like, what's the general pattern? Like, is it usually one from the current year and then one from the past Premier Club year?
First release of the year in the Premier Club, and then like the last release of the year prior.
So,
but then they messed that up during quarantine with Roxy and the Icelandic, and now
that was just a weird year.
And now
in
it's
general,
kind of
now we have so many that could be Raffle models, but I guess like the draft Mare and Full could also be them.
I feel like those are for sure gonna be the Mare and Full run if they said we're having one.
Exactly.
Right.
Which I think you guys said on there.
Yep,
we did, I think that's really all we have on Raffle models. Like,
there's not many thoughts there.
Store specials. I'm gonna start at the bottom of that list and go up. Like, we kind of went back on our like general admission stablemates thing, and we were wondering if like, okay, maybe Alan the Mule is a store special. Mind that bird on Ruffian, if that's the case. Like, I could see him on Ruffian, Smarty Jones, or I don't think they would use Carrick again. But again, we have 2 gray Bristols right now because the people who wanted their horse done as a portrait wanted it done on the jumper.
We haven't seen Ruffian in quite a while, have we?
Dead Heat was the last one I think we saw, which was 2018.
Which is 6 years
quite a while now.
So that's a very
2018 doesn't feel like 6 years ago.
Nope.
2018 feels like a decade ago, honestly. A decade and 2 seconds. Okay, maybe the Mustang mare. That one. It's way out of shot. There's so many.
There's 4.
Forever Sage. Thought, okay, maybe one of the Elisa Wallace Mustangs, because she takes in a lot of either like Mustangs like right off the range and turns them into eventers, or like I think she's taken in a couple like abuse cases that have turned. I can't remember. We were trying to figure out, okay, against all odds, does that mean like what does that mean in terms of like the horses that we're gonna see at this event? Other store special that I know we don't have on the list, but I think it would be neat, but I don't exactly think that this is gonna happen, is that Triple Vodka quarter horse stallion. He for everybody for reference, he's actually like he has a mechanic leg. There's no way that Breyer would be able to replicate that, which is why I'm kind of like, I don't think that's a thing you would see, because if I were his owners, I'd be like, yes, I want his leg to be like it would be in real life. The other one is Endo, which will obviously not ever be a Breyer, because for one, they're not going to gouge the eyes out of out of a certain mold for this, and 2, Endo's owner was very, very specific about never wanting Endo to be a commercialized Breyer. So as cool as those would be, they're probably off the table. It would still be neat to see them as guest horses though. Like, it would. Probably won't happen, but it would. other store specials we thought about, and honestly, these could even like kind of squeeze into the special runs too, because like
yeah, that's true.
we'll kind of bridge that gap between these could be store specials, these could be special runs. Is Wixom as a Suffolk Punch. That would be like, although Wixom's not my favorite, I feel like that's a breed that's like actually been endangered, so that would be a pretty safe choice for here's your token drafter.
Yeah, that could also be the main split for the special runs too.
It could be, because she has
Yeah.
although I don't think that's a wig. Like, I don't think that she has a wig and no mane. I think for that run, however big that run was, because wasn't that a connoisseur horse?
I don't know.
I think they shaved the mane off of that for all those. I don't think that was necessarily a wig type dealio where they click another mane into place.
I don't know. I'm not a huge Vixen fan, so
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't think that'd be something that they would do for a store special that's like anywhere between 3,000 and 6,000 made.
Yeah.
I love how for the other store special you've got on here, we potentially put a Lipizan on here. We started working on this before Temple closed. So now they're selling off all their horses, but we did have Adonis as one of their Bay Lipizan studs. That would be really, really nice. But in the event that does not happen and we don't get a colored portrait Lipizan, we still think that Adonis will show up as a special run, just in like a classic Lipizan gray. Because that mold did face that breed did face a whole lot of adversity that was basically almost completely annihilated.
It'd be neat if they threw Tobiano on it because of the South African. Was it South African?
Yes.
I think it was a South African
Yep.
Lipizaners that recently popped up with Tobiano.
Yeah. So a Tobiano one would be neat. I almost like, I do want to see just your standard Lipizan, like maybe like a pearly white gray, like almost Chireno's color.
Yeah, you can see him in there.
Yeah.
I like how they did his brand specifically, and I want to see that on Adonis too.
Yeah, because I want the traditional brands on the Lipizan, which is like the cheek, the wither, the hindquarter. Like that's what I want. I want the 3 specific brands, and that would be really, really neat to see. Let's move fully into special runs. So our draft, like I said, our draft Wixom could be a matte gloss split in a nice Suffolk Punch chestnut color. That could be a fun mane and tail split, or not mane and tail split, gloss split. Adonis could also be a fun gloss split. Like at this point, who knows? We have the surprises being Bobby Joe for really no other reason other than that we kind of want to see a Bobby Joe surprise.
Yeah.
Last year it was really obviously going to be Hamilton. This year we really don't have a lead on like what we think it's gonna be, other than just like a gut feeling.
I will say Hamilton was like a really big, like everyone wants this, and I feel like we tend to have a pattern of really nice thing everyone wants and then something that's a little
That's true.
Which I guess Bobby Joe isn't the most overall popular.
Also,
Anyway,
will they
maybe?
use her as a surprise, seeing as they're using her as the event model for the Collector Club thing?
That's something I
shoot,
was thinking about earlier too, but that's also such a small run number that
It
doesn't
is.
matter.
Well, in that case, I guess they could throw the Mustang mare as a surprise.
We've been saying that for a long time.
We
too.
said
I know,
that for the
but
art year. Yeah.
It would make sense for this year, I think, just because Mustang. But
So, okay. If we're looking at it as depending on who designs the special runs.
Yeah.
This is wholly dependent on who designs the special runs. If it's summer, she tends to gravitate towards vintage models. And I'm not even talking like extremely vintage. I'm talking like 90s, 2000s. Are we putting the blankie down?
it's poking me.
Okay.
No more Blinky.
No more blankie. So if Summer ends up being the designer that works on the surprises, then you're probably looking at something like a Kathleen Moody mold potentially, or something that's a little bit older. If Heather's the one doing the surprise, then you might be looking at something that's a bit newer. Personally, I think it'd be really fun to see Bristol as a surprise.
Long mane specifically.
That's too nice too soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's too kind to us too soon.
Oh, she's so sleepy.
so regardless, I guess, of what the mold is, I mean, we always know that we see 2 types of Pinto. Like, we typically see a Tobiano and an Overo. We usually see 1 Appy, and then at least 1 solid color. Like,
Sometimes a deco.
and sometimes a deco, yeah. Because we did see a deco last year. I liked last year's deco.
Yeah.
I liked last year's deco
I really
a lot.
liked. I guess my least favorite from last year would have been the Overo chestnut roan thingy.
It was funky.
Just because you didn't get as much of the body color as I would have liked,
Yeah.
because it looked really pinky weird.
If they were
It's
gonna
better
do
in
that minimal of
person.
a pattern, it should have been a dark color.
I agree, yeah.
That one though, like, because that's actually one of the ones that like we pulled right off the bat, it's way better in person. It just
Yeah.
wasn't something that like I would end up wanting
I
to
haven't
keep.
seen it in person, so
Yeah, you guys
just
didn't
based-
go last year, you lame asses.
it's your fault.
You left us.
Why is it my fault?
You left
You
us
left
to
us.
die.
Yeah.
I didn't leave you to
You
die.
You left
Where?
us.
No, where were you?
Abandoned.
No.
Without
You
a
abandoned
ride.
us.
I was doing the artisans gallery. There was no room in the car for 2 more people.
Gaslight. Gatekeep.
You know what? I think you're wrong because of how much we packed ourselves in for Minnesota.
That is so true.
There also wouldn't have been 4 of us in the car going to Minnesota because my mom was with me. So my mom always goes. So
We
yeah,
could have strapped Courtney to the roof.
True.
that is true. That is true. We could get one of those like
We could get a
The
mini
Toolies.
baby U-Haul.
And then we could sit in there.
Yeah.
so like you pop open the U-Haul and it's just you guys playing cards. On it.
Horse trailer? Nah. Child trailer.
we don't put the horses in the U-Haul. We put the kids in the U-Haul.
And I give you guys a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
So it's just like we'll be driving down the road, be like, we need a bathroom break. Over. Was the color of the deco for last year, was that like in line with the theme? It was kind of like a bluey
I
bronzy.
guess, sort
I
of.
don't know. I interpret it as like blue, green, gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was
mean that was a little
interesting.
bit the colors, but not like super true to it.
Because I'm wondering if like this year's, because like
The
because last
theme
year's
isn't anything you
colors,
could actually make
Right.
something out of.
because
yeah.
like last year's colors for the logo were like a blue and like a brownish.
Yeah.
But like a deep blue, and like sometimes I know they try to like match color schemes.
I guess this year I'm getting more of like a purpley blue impression.
That's exactly what I'm,
Yeah.
because those are the colors of the logo that they have presented, like a blue purple kind of color.
Purpley blue would be like the one thing that might get me to buy a deco.
Yeah.
Well, and then like I guess if it's Heather that's doing it, I mean Summer does tend to play around with some color shift stuff too, but it would be really neat to see that almost like they've used it on the winter special runs in the past, that deep blue purple color shift.
Veil and Banask.
Instead of being a filigree pattern, let's see it with some kind of like pattern on it, like a real horse pattern on it
Yeah,
instead of
right.
filigree.
Tobiano.
Or an Appy would be fun. If we're still talking that we really think it's gonna be Bobby Joe, I think like a deco Appy color on her.
I was gonna say I want to see black leopard appy, but with like dense spotting.
So, like,
not
yeah.
like the little
reflector,
itty bitty spots,
but
but
like happy.
Yeah.
like the fire heart you just did.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be fun. That'd be really fun. Also, Geronimo would make a good surprise. Just if we're like, I almost feel like this year is going to be kind of stock horse leaning. I don't know why I think that necessarily, other than they're just a lot of nice stock horse molds now.
You know, I did think it was interesting that was it 3 of this stable or the general admission stablemates are the same molds that they're using in the stablemate club.
Yeah, it would be Cassidy.
Why did I think it was
Wait, no,
3?
it's not. It's not. The general admission ones are.
Am I on crack?
You're on crack, because the general admission ones at this point are Mini Prince Charming,
Right.
Mini Mini Zafira,
The
the Jumper, and Cassidy. So like Cassidy's being used twice this year, which
But Cassidy's been used like never
None.
before,
right,
so
Yeah.
right.
That's
so
okay with
that's
me.
we're fine with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
We want to see more.
I would love to see more Cassidys. I like the one in the Stablemate Club. I can't justify buying the Stablemate Club for 2 horses and then not being able to get rid of the other ones.
Yeah.
You probably will find them close to cost anyway.
Exactly.
Usually.
Vintage. We're saying it for like the 5th or 6th year in a row. It's got to be old timer this year.
We're manifesting until it comes
Manifesting it.
But what color?
true. Wait, we didn't go to BreyerFest last year, so I kind of like blocked half of it out. What was
Yeah.
the vintage last year? Because how was it not him? It was
I
like
know,
the most
right?
perfect
Yeah.
one ever.
It wasn't him.
He's a
God,
literal
who was
driving
it?
horse. Like, what do you mean?
God, what was it?
See, it's not just me. You were there, and it's insignificant to you.
Yeah. No, I can't.
I swear we were like, okay.
It was one of those where it was like,
Surprising.
that's a choice.
What was it?
No, the donkey counted as the other animal. It was the Marin full set. It was a lady phase.
dual vintage and Marin Polstead.
Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't like that.
I know we said a pig for the other animal.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a moose. So bad.
Oh.
Like piebald moose.
Yeah, to go with the deer they just did. It'd be so
Yeah.
cute.
A moose or bison, I think, would be really fun for this
Mm.
year.
We could do
Bison
like a
would be fun.
realistic white bison this time.
I think that's already been a special run for BreyerFest.
Mm,
And now she's gotta look again. Oh, it wasn't a BreyerFest special run though.
yeah.
The a zebra would also be really cool, but we said that the racing year, and it didn't happen. And then we also said it last year because we found all those pictures of zebras driving carriages, and it didn't happen then either.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna make a Zeeb because, the Zeeb defied the odds in some way.
He's so creamy.
I'm sure.
Special run, but I don't know what mold they would put this on. Przewalski's horses.
Mm-hmm.
Zebra.
See, but I feel like that would then maybe count as your other animal / vintage. Like, that's like enough.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I will say, if they do the draft Marin Full Premier Club thing, will that dual count as your token draft and your Marin Full?
I
And that
think so
opens
because it
for
counted
other
as the
things.
vintage last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marin Full. We're thinking the new Premier Club set, Kylie's Premier Club set. I don't know what color. Actually, no, I do know what color. It could be a sugar bush. It'd be a sugar bush. I mean, it'd be neat.
That'd
You
be
know?
fun on that.
I would like to see something spotty on that.
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
Her mane would be really cool with like some
Yeah.
Appaloosa colors in it.
Main split. We actually these feel big brain to me. Is either Nico or the show jumping warmblood.
As if we haven't been saying that for the past 60 years too.
Well, Nico we guessed last year, and then Christmas Day they came out with
Yeah.
that, and I had to edit the
JK.
video. The best video edit I think I've ever done is that stupid Jurassic Park thing.
That was probably the smartest prediction we ever had. It was just for the wrong thing.
Yeah, just completely wrong. But the show jumping warmblood would actually be really fun, like as a special run with a mane and tail split. Color and or pattern split, we're thinking the Paso.
I don't know why I put that on there with him being the Raffle horse last year. I think I was just kind of hoping they would use it again because I do like him a lot. I would like to see something that's not so patterny on him.
Does the fact he was the Raffle horse really stop him being a special run though, just because the general public hasn't had
Right.
access to it really? Unless they make him a regular run this year and we're all...
Yeah,
whatever,
it's
but-
hard to say.
I mean, because they did Fireheart as a special run one year and then as the Raffle the year after.
That's true.
I don't see why they
Yeah.
couldn't switch it. I want another Marwari.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Marwari Raffle model, please.
No, not a Raffle model.
I
She's
can
not getting
Obtainable.
it.
Obtainable.
We need more.
I was gonna say that might be too soon, but is it really? I don't know anymore.
Marwari or Teak store special. When?
Oh. Teak. I didn't think about the teak.
Yeah.
He hasn't been a Oh.
He was a special
It was a special run in 2021.
Yeah.
And a special run last year. They used him 2 years in a row.
Oh. Yeah. We're not
Let's
seeing
go
him
for
again.
3. Heather, let's go.
Well, if he's a guest horse, then
Right.
Well,
it's very
yeah.
possible that
Mhm.
they pulled another one out of somewhere in the U.S.
Right. We talked about the gloss split a little bit,
Yeah, but
we also have Constantia on here potentially as like being an actual special run, which if Bionic Woman is not involved in any way, I still can see them using Constantia as a special run for this year.
Yeah.
I think that's really it, because we're trying to stay away from delving into the pop-up tent stuff.
just because there's so much with that, and it's like,
And with this, there's no clear theme. Like
Yeah.
we have no way of knowing like what a clear theme is here for us to even make any kind of guesses.
Yeah, because what the pop-up tent is like a deco stablemate, a deco like what do you
It's
do
a
for
it's a
this?
deco stablemate, a deco classic, and then it's the Best of BreyerFest set. Which like we've talked about some of what we'd like to see in the Best of BreyerFest
yeah.
set. We've talked about that
I
before.
don't think they do any specific year. They just like pull horses.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever they
Put
kind
them
of
in
feel like.
minis.
Okay.
So that
'Cause
makes
it
it kind of
felt
hard.
like- It felt like the one, I don't know if it was the first time they did it, it felt like they used everything special from one year. Maybe it was the first year they ever did it, but
The first year they ever did it, wasn't it all celebration
Yeah,
horses specifically?
it
So
was.
that's
Oh.
different than recreating like
And
the
then they,
raffles.
Okay.
then they kind of went back and changed it for the next year because
They obviously were out of celebration
Yeah.
horses.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as of us filming this is, they just put out the last silhouette for the general admission horses, and they're telling us on Monday we're gonna see the rest of, like, those all uncovered, I would assume. This video is probably gonna come out on Monday, so what I might actually do is push it to Tuesday and leave this here as a Emma, if something weird happens between now and when you edit this video, put it right here. Got it? Go! Okay.
Good job, Emma.
I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time that I actually had to do that, and I set it to some really dopey meme music because there was like several things that I missed between filming and editing the video, and I'm like, well, I guess this is my life now. But yeah, I think I'm really hoping that we're at least right in some instances because I just want to see it. Like, I may not be the hobby oracle, but like we've done pretty good in the past, so I would like to see us do good again this
we
year.
talk about the deco.
We did say like we wanted to be like a blue purple color shifty.
Oh, we just didn't say.
We were
any
kind of talking about
molds.
that in terms of like the surprise deco, but it
Yeah.
could be that deco too.
Right.
Or
Well,
there
with
could
the
not be a
surprise
deco
It could
again.
be entirely random.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the booger thing that one year was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Where did that come up? I have
I'm
no
not.
idea.
I'm not sure where the booger thing came out
Especially
of.
because like Heroes Welcome was like a strong enough theme where they could have done. I know Emma has a lot of thoughts on.
I have a lot of feelings on that theme.
Yeah, but
I'm so mad
there's
about
so
it.
much that could have been done that wasn't booger.
Yeah.
What we didn't talk about.
Oh,
It's the 35th anniversary.
it is the 35th anniversary.
How did
What
we
does
go
that
this whole
mean?
time?
What does that mean? What's anniversary stuff? What is 35th anniversary stuff? Look it up.
What's the color?
yeah,
of
what's the colors?
Stone or the whatever?
Yeah. Coral.
Oh.
Why does that seem like it would fit this theme though? It's bright and cheery and colorful. Coral.
Okay, but they could pull what they did in 2019 and not actually follow the color
Yeah,
and just the run size be 35 for the micro runs.
that's
we
true.
We didn't really talk about variations at all either.
Which
We
they're,
talked about like the gloss split
Right,
and everything.
I'm talking
like
Like the
actual
weird
micro
variations.
variations.
Well,
Have we ever predicted those though?
Yeah, I don't feel like they're really micro variations anymore because
No.
200 isn't really micro.
not really. Like
No.
compared to the rest of the run, it kind of is. But I guess the thing being is that we know that these micro runs tend to either be like they tend to either be like a realistic variation on the color or pattern, or like some
Deco
really
color.
weird deco
Yeah,
color.
like Bucky being blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flamingo is kind of like coral vibes.
Oh, you're so right, homie.
Like
Thing is, if they're gonna go coral, I don't want them to take the coward's way out. Make it coral.
Make it scary.
Make it so nasty colored that everybody wants it.
Oh yeah.
Just like those silver bears.
Disco heart.
Yeah, just like Disco Heart. Can that be the 35th anniversary variation? Can we get the Disco Heart color on everything? Heather, if you can hear me.
Don't listen to this.
Heather, do it. Do it. Make every variation Disco Heart. I believe in you. The last 10 minutes of this video has been us bullshitting, and I think
It's good.
I think that's great. That's where we get the most accomplished.
We're so good at this game.
Or are you wrapping yourself back up?
Oh,
This is how you end the video.
Oh, this is how we end the video. Yeah, I think that's really all we have to say on the matter. So, goodbye, I guess. We'll see you on the other side. Are we gonna be right?
No, never.
Who knows?
Leave some mean comments about how bad we did.
Yeah, leave horrible comments about how much we suck below. Bye.